General Manager of Fraser Seal Development Corporation. Just came back from the US with MBA and with a lot of job offers in hand. But before accepting any of the offers, I was invited to go up to Fraser Seal, which at first I thought was located in Malacca for whatever reason. And I was really surprised that actually it was a small place and just a hill resort. And when I arrived, the person who brought me invited me to join him at the board meeting. And later on I learned it was for the purpose of interviewing me for the post of the GM. The previous GM, the late Zain Majid, passed away about a year back, and the position was vacant. So I was quite hesitant, not knowing what the place was all about. But one name that was mentioned to me got me attracted to consider the subsequent offer that came to me as the GM. That was to Razak. And I was told that this is the place where Tun Razak spent a lot of his holidays and weekends, and he would like to see that the place be developed. So I didn't know Tun Razak, but certainly I've heard of his name and somebody whom we look up to as the Prime Minister, as somebody who had done a lot for the country. So after 2 months accepting the post, we got a call from the Prime Minister's office to say that Tun Razak is coming up for a few days of break in Fraser Seal. So I checked with my officers to find out what's the protocol and all that. I was told that we could wait for him at the cab and accompany him up to the hill. So that's what I did. We went down, and we didn't expect anything except to just accompany his entourage up to the hill. So when this big American car approached us, the car stopped right close to me, and accompanying officer opened the door, and Tun Razak came out. I was really taken aback for a 24-year-old man who had never met the Prime Minister. There he was stepping up, and was introduced to him and had a small chit chat. Then he got back into the car and drove up to Fraser Seal. But what surprised me was how great this man is. Who was I? Just a small officer at this Fraser Seal Corporation. And right in the so-called jungle of Pahang, Selangor, just about 3 miles away from where Henry Gurney was ambushed and killed. And at the time when the communist insurgency in Malaysia was still very active. For Tan Sri Hashim, I'm sure you will remember Chong Chor. That was the operating area of Chong Chor, now Kuala Kubu and Tanjung Malik. And yet, he stopped his car and he came out. That's one experience which I don't think I'll ever forget, in my life. Of course, Tun Razak had big vision for Fraser Seal. And every time he comes up to the place, I could see that he was at peace. He was more talking as a friend rather than a Prime Minister to a junior officer. On a couple of occasions, I was invited to play golf with him, and all the while sharing some of his thoughts in terms of how he felt about the hill resort. He really loved the place. He said, I spent my honeymoon. Unfortunately, Tun Razak is not here, but I think he could easily check with her. He spent his honeymoon when he was the district officer of Rao Olympics. And he did intimate that he wanted to retire in Fraser's Hill. I think Dato Tan Chinam probably came. Do you remember that, Dato? You came quite a number of times to accompany Tun to play golf in the Hill Resort. And there are many, many other personalities, but sadly, they have passed away. To name a few, Tan Sri Jamejan, Dato Damalingam, Dato Mahmud Ambak. There was Joe Lim, he's still alive. He migrated to Australia, to Canada after Tun passed away. And of course, Dato Latif is still around. Dato Latif also used to accompany him, and the late Tengku Ari Bendara Pahang, Tengku Ibrahim. These are many, many personalities who accompanied Tun for a few days of holiday and some socializing in the Hill Resort. And I see Tun as being a man of the people, very inclusive. And he used that forum, that place, not only to indulge in golf, but also to get to know the corporate leaders, the community leaders, the civil servant better. And it was in a very cordial, very amiable atmosphere. And I just want to, before I leave the stage, to talk a bit about his vision of the Hill Resort. Which unfortunately, after I left the place, nothing was done to further promote the Hill Resort. The Hill Resort was formed during Tun Razak's time. He didn't want red tapes and bureaucracy to hinder the development of the Hill Resort. So he established this Fraser's Hill Development Corporation, which is something akin to the Putrajaya Corporation. This corporation is under the Pahang state government, and given the task of not only running the town council, developing the Hill Resort, and being involved in everything that has got to do with the Hill Resort, and of course to make money. And he felt that that's the only way to try to push for fast development of the Hill Resort. He didn't want too much land cutting. He didn't want too much jungle clearing. I remember we put up a proposal to him to build 18-hole golf course in the waterfall area. He said, no, you're going to pollute the water in the route. He said, what you need to do is just extend the existing golf course. And we put up a proposal for a housing scheme. But I said, no, I don't want to see any housing scheme in this Hill Resort. But what you can do is you divide some of the lands and we sell as corporate lots. That's why today we have about 50, 60 government agencies and GLCs having their holiday bungalows in Fraser's Hill, and Negara, Krishna, Felda, Petra, to name a few. And of course, one of his dream, if you can call it a dream at that point of time, was to have an international hotel in Fraser's Hill. So that was one of the first assignment given to me. Tun wanted international class hotel. So first time I met him, I told him, Tun, I'll try to get it done for you within 2 years. That project has been talked about, or was talked about by so many people, including the late Tan Sri Ferguson, who was his advisor and was the first chairman of Fraser's Hill Development Corporation. But nothing happened. So I'm so pleased today that to share with you that we completed the 109-room international hotel, which was later on named Fraser's Hill Merlin, and was able to invite Tun in October 1975 for dinner at that hotel. And he was so happy that the hotel was finally completed. And we decided to fix a date for the opening of the hotel, that is on 20th December 1975. But subsequently I got a call from, I think, Dato Lodin to say that sorry, Tun had to go to London for a medical checkup, and he would like to postpone the opening of the hotel. If you visit the Tun Razak Gallery, there is a trophy called the Peace Trophy. That was the one that was decided in that dinner with Tun, whereby he said, I would like to have a golf game called the Peace Trophy to coincide with the opening of the Fraser Merlin Hotel. But I believe that the game was never played, and after he passed away, that trophy is kept in the Tun Razak Memorial.